Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're a subscriber. My name's Neil and it's time for another episode of Would I Lie to You? Claudia Winkleman and Greg Davies. I don't really need to say any more. This is episode 4 from series 13. It features both of them. I'm sure Gus Kahn and Lucy Worsley are wonderful people and they may even be entertaining in this episode, but the reason I'm watching is Greg and Claudia are two of my favorite storytellers on this series. I haven't seen them interact with each other before, but I think they'll be great opposite one another, and I'm just ready to jump right into it, so I hope you join me. Let's do it. This is episode 4, series 13 of Would I Lie to You?
On David Mitchell's team tonight, the Strictly presenter who raised £1 million for comic relief by dancing for 24 hours. And still, Craig only gave her a 5. It's Claudia Winkleman. And a comedian and actor who once starred in a comedy drama as a character called Cheese. I love the way he matured over the series. It's Gus Kahn. An actor and comedian who used to be a teacher. He has many fond memories of his school years, mainly between July and September. It's Greg Davies. And a history presenter who is an expert on the War of the Roses. Now, I know some people don't like the coffee creams, but going to war is a bit much. It's Lucy Worsley.
While on a camping holiday in France, I invented a game my family and I couldn't stop playing. We call this game Milky Cow.
Explain the rules of Milky Cow.
I feel I should probably start with the origin of Milky Cow. Would you?
No need, just get straight to the...
Straight to the rules.
Milky Cow is essentially...
Don't look at me.
It's a test of the strength of your lungs, really. A player in Milky Cow would breathe in as deeply as they can, then breathe out whilst constantly saying the phrase Milky Cow. Mm-hmm. If you stop, then you're out. This is working, right?
Yes, yes.
Imagine we're your family camping.
We weren't camping. We were in a hotel, Claudia, but carry on.
If you want to revert back to your car.
Hey, hang on, yes, refer back to your card for a moment.
Oh, we were camping, yeah.
I'm leaning heavily towards lie at this point.
I would say that Milky Cow was played for many summers. And it was played in hotels and camping. It was the origins, actually.
Can we play Milky Cow?
Absolutely,
let's play it. So go on.
You're not going to ask me, so I'm going to tell you the origins because it's relevant. My sister saw a lady in the south of France.
Yeah.
And she was a perfectly normal-looking girl, but my sister said, "Look at that Milky Cow." And when we all looked at her, she had quite bovine features. And Milky Cow became exaggerated every time we saw her. And maybe on the 3rd or 4th day...
Yeah.
My sister just naturally went, Milky Cow. And as the days went on, it became Milky Cow. Eventually...
Suddenly it might be true.
Eventually, it became a test of who could say the longest. Do you want to...
Of course.
Play?
Well, you say that it's addictive, so I imagine if I start now, I'm off.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll stop playing Would I Lie to You? It'll be like a footnote in the history of the incredibly successful television programme Milky Cow. What's the point in all those lies and truths? Let's just all go Milky Cow. Because it turns out to be the most entertaining and addictive thing you can imagine, and heroin sales will go through the floor.
Oh, I love Mitchell. David Mitchell, you're my hero. Greg Davies, you're a close second.
Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, breathe in.
Okay. Quite good fun.
Milky Cow, I win.
We're agreed then that Milky Cow is a brilliant game.
Awesome.
The question is, was it invented several years ago in the south of France, or was it invented a few minutes ago here?
I mean, it's false. Most deaf. You're chatting, bro, but I think you developed an amazing game on the spot. So, I mean, if there's half a point for that, I don't know how it worked, but yeah.
Are there are no bonuses for product development. I think it's unlikely to be true.
Yes.
I didn't buy Couchon either, and this is just as stupid. It's true. It's true. He comes from a weird family.
I am delighted to introduce Milky Cow to the national stage, because it's true.
He and his sister had a weird relationship growing up. Milky Cow. Milky Cow.
When I worked in a school, I locked another teacher in a cupboard to teach him a lesson.
What age were the kids? I'm checking out your teaching credentials before we get to the other bit of the story.
Yeah, all good. Secondary school kids in the West Midlands.
West Midlands, right, OK. You're a teacher, aren't you? Does all that stack up?
I'm not anymore, Lee.
You used to be a teacher, didn't
No,
you?
I'm a well-known comedian.
Are you?
Where did you do your teaching degree?
Never mind that. Where'd you do your comedy gigs? Why did you lock the other teacher in? Was it a cupboard?
Yeah, it was the humanities cupboard, yeah. Me and him had beef on site.
And beef on what?
On site.
Is that a sandwich?
As soon as we locked eyes, I knew there was going to be an issue because he thought he was the most popular teacher amongst the kids. I turned up at school, and within a week, I was the most popular teacher in school. I was like the Pied Piper of literacy. Kids would follow me around everywhere like, yo, sir.
That is quite a claim.
Yeah, and so obviously the reputation's going around school like, yeah, sir, taught me how to use full stops and that, he's a sick guy. So...
That is a sentence that has never been uttered by anybody under the age of 21.
How long did you lock him in a cupboard for?
Because I knew it would make him late for his lesson observation.
Observation?
Yes. How teachers are judged on how good they are as teachers, yeah? It's a 15-minute window in which a waste man that can't teach themselves comes in and judges you. Should I tell you why?
Please do.
He started spreading a rumour amongst the senior leadership team that I wasn't marking my students' books.
Is that bad?
I wasn't, but that's not the point. You know
Did you let him out? Did he escape?
Is he still there?
I just wanted to ensure that he was late for that lesson observation. So, you know, fair, square, squares, you know what I'm saying?
Surely a kid could have got locked in there and it would have been a health and safety disaster.
Yeah, I banged a couple of them in there as well every now and then. But
I'm saying it's true.
I'm going with Greg.
I just find it implausible.
Do you believe people can have beef on site?
I was telling...
The truth. That's awesome. Greg loves that story.
Please welcome this week's special guest, Lumbu.
This is Lumbu, and when I work away from home, he sleeps in the same room as me to protect me from ghosts.
What?
So you take him round with you because you're scared of ghosts in bedrooms?
Just a room that I don't know that I ain't slept in.
Is it because he has special exorcist powers, or can it be anybody?
The force is strong with
This one.
expelling demons and scary things like this.
Why is he giggling?
Because he's taking so much money off Guz.
He's an old school friend
Yes.
from childhood, because it's quite a difficult sell, that, isn't it? To come along with you, to sleep in the same room as you, usually a single bed at the Premier Inn, and...
I believe there are people who will do that for money.
You share the bed, or is he in a different bed?
Yeah, I mean, it depends, doesn't it? Like, you know, quite early in my career, things are a bit tight, so you have to do what you have to do.
Well, you might have to do what you have to do. Maybe he doesn't want to do what he has to do.
What does Lumbu do for a living, then?
He works at Leicestershire County Council in an advisory role.
I've never heard a sentence so clearly not sure where it's going when it started.
You're not scared of ghosts at home? You're
No,
only
no,
scared
no.
of ghosts away from home?
It's a childhood phobia, yeah, ghosts, and I was dealing with it quite well until... What's that show that Holly Willoughby does and the geezer with the grey hair? They had a guest on, and she said she was happily engaged to her fiancé until they moved into a new house, and she was communicated with by a spirit. And essentially, it rekindled my fear, because it had gone to a point now where she and the ghost were like...
Oh, no.
So-
Have you ever encountered a ghost?
No, but this is why it comes along, because I ain't ready to, like... I don't play in the supernatural games, brother.
Have you tricked a friend into spending nights with you in a single bed by pretending you're scared of ghosts?
I mean, that's a whole different show, but, you know...
Who do you want to move on to?
Someone who's telling the truth.
This is Lumbu, and despite his car being the only one in an otherwise empty car park, I still managed to hit it. I did say sorry a million times.
So he was parked, you were arriving. Why did you choose a place to park that was so near him?
Well, A, it sounds too weird. I'm
not telling the truth. What's B?
No, I didn't want my car to be lonely. I don't know. I was panicked by choice.
That's very Claudia, though.
I was mortified.
And how did Lumbu react to this?
He did come out going...
Well, that's far more animated than he's been for the last 5 minutes. I'm beginning to think he's a ghost.
Did he recognise you?
No, I've never been recognised. Never in my life. I don't think Strictly's on telly. Sometimes I sing the theme tune on the tube. Da, 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 da. Nobody looks up.
This is Lumbu, and while strolling through ancient Rome in his virtual reality headset, I tripped over a footstool and fell into a fireplace.
It's not really in the spirit of the game, but I'm happy to dismiss David's story immediately without any questioning whatsoever.
It belonged to the company he works for.
And what company does he work for?
He works for a company that does virtual reality headsets. His firm is launching a sort of virtual reality go-round ancient Rome, and they're interested in me providing an instructive and informative voiceover to the... The footstool and the fireplace, for clarity, existed in this realm.
So you fell into your own fireplace?
I did, yeah. You're not supposed to really walk. You're supposed to just sort of...
Walk on the spot?
Mime walking.
So why did you change your mind?
I got carried away. I wanted to explore. I wanted to feel Trajan's column.
Give us the sort of narrative that we might enjoy. Here I go. I've got it on. I'm walking.
Don't walk, Rob, on the spot.
On
He's
the
warned you
spot.
about this. I can't believe you get any acting jobs.
You're asking me to improvise informative things about Rome, and
Yes.
I can't.
You're a historian.
No,
I've
I'm
heard
a
your
comedian.
jokes.
The first records of Rome's forum
You're not going to
date
make
from...
slip-ups like that, are you?
What? You get more than one take. How many times did it take you to say the thing about the crunchy nut cornflakes?
I'm looking for accuracy with this.
He'd have a whole script. He'd be in a voiceover booth.
Hang on. Claudia Winkleman. This is absolute rubbish.
Don't applaud Rob. You're just encouraging him.
So why did you not end up doing the job?
I'm going to do the job.
Oh, you're doing it?
Yeah.
I don't think so after that.
No, this is great promotion for the company, if it were real. See, Guz's story is so weird, it almost has to be true. Like if you were making up a lie, why would you make up that?
It's a tricky one because we've got to decide whether Guz is happy to come on national television and admit such a strange thing, or whether Claudia is a terrible parker,
Totally
or whether
buy that.
David will do any old rubbish for money. And I know which way I'm leaning.
Well, not the ghosts.
Not the ghost.
I think it's Claudia. I think
I
Claudia
think
bumped
Claudia
into
too.
his car.
I'm quite convinced it's Guz, and I'm probably wrong, but...
So I'm Lumbu. I sleep in the same room as Guz to protect my uncle.
Yeah. I love it. Guz is so weird.
Ahead of a forthcoming beach holiday, I've been practicing my snorkelling in the bath. Last week, I managed to stay under for the entirety of the Archers.
Lie.
Yeah, once you get the hang of it.
Is your bath big enough that you can effectively bob in it full length?
No, my bottom is showing up out of the water.
Oh, God.
And you remained in that weird position for the whole of the arch. Was that the omnibus, or...?
No, I wasn't on the bus, I was in the bath.
Where are you going on holiday where there's going to be such great snorkelling?
Thailand. Sorry, not Thailand, sock shop.
You've got your head in the water with your
Correct.
arms by your side, your
Yeah.
bum in the air.
Yeah.
What good does that do?
It helps you practice not panicking with your head under the water. I've got about that much water in the bath and my head's not...
Wow.
What? What do you mean, that
Big
much?
bath.
That's
a
a
big
big
bath.
bath, that.
I'm surprised you can get your bum out of the water at that depth.
Oh, no, I've got knee pads.
You could put a little stool.
No, I tried
In
that,
the
but my wife
water.
said I've got to stop doing that.
Lee is so quick.
I think he's fibbing.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
It's a lie.
Yeah.
Once, while trying to bring history to life, I reduced a child to tears. Well, it's quite a long story. I was...
Well, at least you're rattling through it.
Come on, you can think of something.
Don't be bullied by him, Lucy. But do get on with it.
We were in Birmingham making a history documentary about Chamberpots. And I was in bed with my Chamberpot and...
What?
For, as it were, a scene in the documentary.
Yes,
this
yes,
wasn't
yes.
the accommodation.
And in the bed with me were a load of kids from the local school. They were very quiet and very shy.
Well, it was an odd situation for them,
It was,
wasn't it?
yeah. And I was trying to explain to them what a chamber pot was. And inside the chamber pot, to make it more believable, we had put some ginger beer.
We were expecting worse, be honest.
Yeah.
Full of ginger beer.
Yeah.
And I was showing it
Full?
to these...
Brimming.
I don't think she used...
Why are you crying?
And they were still got nothing back. They were just looking a bit kind of frightened. And in desperation, I drank the ginger beer. And that's when they started crying. 7 or 8, and they all started crying and had to be
All
taken
of them
away.
started to cry.
They had to be taken away by their chaperone.
A woman had just drunk 5 pints of wee in front of them.
So they're sobbing.
Yeah.
You're quite windy after drinking 5 pints.
I love it's
You know-
become fact that it was 5 pints.
It's been quite a slow process. Essentially, more than a yard of ginger beer.
What was the name of the programme? Chamberpots - A Closer Look.
I believe it was a colon.
It was called If Walls Could Talk, An Intimate History of Your Home.
Oh, damn, I missed it.
True.
That's a great detail.
I'm
I'm not
happy
sure.
to say true, and if it's a lie, so be it.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
When it turns out to be a lie, we can live with
We'll
it.
all be fine.
It's true.
Were you telling a lie?
Credulous fools. Actually, I am telling the truth.
And David's team have won by 3 points to 2. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.
That was a fun one. I've never come across Guz Khan before. He's hilarious and super weird. Like, who needs somebody to sleep with them in strange rooms to scare away ghosts? But I love that. I mean, I kind of knew it was real as soon as I heard it because it's just so absurd. No writer would write that. So the only way you get that is reality. Claudia and Greg certainly didn't disappoint. They're always great. They're always great. I have to assume that Greg and his family just make silly word games all the time. We've seen the episode where he explains his made-up language, Couchon, and now we learn all about Milky Cow, which isn't even real. I thought the rules would have been, say it as much as you can without taking a breath, but more along the lines of Milky Cow, 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 and I'm out. But instead they do this weird tongue-wagging noise-making that just sort of finishes with Milky Cow, and perhaps that's even more entertaining, especially in the Davies household. So, a lot of fun. That really good episode. Love these guys. They make me laugh. I'm so glad that every episode has David Mitchell and Lee Mack, because David's righteous rants and Lee's quick-witted little barbs are as good as... They're world-class at those two little things, and they suit each other and this format so well. Consistently entertaining from those two. Rob Brydon doesn't need to become a major part of the show. He doesn't need to stand up and start acting out parts. Whenever the audience applauds him at the end of one of those tedious moments, you're just encouraging him. Just ask people if they think it's the truth or a lie, Rob. That's really all you're there for. You can read the scripted jokes. You can even do an impression once in a while, if that really is your thing. But yeah, tone it down a notch, buddy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. We'll keep doing these as long as there's still episodes of Would I Lie to You that you guys think are worthwhile watching. And I've still got a number on the list to get to. So we're going to stay at it for a little bit longer. Until the next one of these, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.